the best God. Right? The latter was intended.
Yes. There was another book, Master, called written by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, or Grow Rich Peace of Mind. And there basically it was a night where he was very tired and he didn't know that he typed this out. Suddenly he looked up at his typewriter and says, ultimately, comma, nothing matters. Which is a similar kind of thing where you can take it two ways.
Yes.
So my boss and I had a big discussion about it.
Ritually designed. So you don't know whether it was real or it's just a joke. You would sometimes make outrageous remarks. My favorite is, if you want to find a fool, look among the intelligentsia. It's what I love most.
Apparently when he was a bit late in his age, he goes one day to a restaurant and he forgets his glasses, reading glasses. The waiter comes and he cannot read his menu. He says, "Would you be kind enough to read this for me?" The waiter hushes in his ear, says, "I'm sorry, but I'm an illiterate like you, I cannot read." But this is a true story, huh? Because I really didn't know this. When we love our parents too much, is it a good sign?
We love our parents too much.
When I, or as an individual, if you love your parents too much, and day after day you come to develop a much stronger affinity to realize that the only unconditional love, perhaps in human context, the immediate one of it, I'm not talking about different stages, is coming from parents. Is it something you have to...
Not from parents, but from mother.
Mother, you're absolutely right. Well, is that something, because balance is something, I guess, we have to watch, right? I don't know.
In love, you know,
And
you start by loving someone, say mother. But through spiritual evolution, you don't love anybody in that way. Love flows. Then there is no problem. Because when you love, using love as a verb, you know, there are consequences.
absolutely, comes attachment.
Suffering. In this sort of spiritual love which flows from you, there is no consequence. Except what comes with the human condition, you know, the equitable poverty. I know he suffered when he had news of people dying and things like that, but it was, that's all, a momentary sort of, you know, impulse in his consciousness. And that was necessary to make him whatever he had to do.
Talking about mothers, I guess, takes me to another question, which is some of the samskaras, I'm asking this as a question on a personal matter, I feel some of them have been a footprint. You talked a lot in one of the letters of late and speeches, I guess it was in Shanghai or in Hyderabad, which I was reading. You said these days guys and girls get married and they don't even have any feelings when they conceive the child, and then the ramifications of things. Okay. So the conditions of a mother, and you talk very highly about women all the time, which have come to build a different level of respect for women. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for bringing a new dimension for how I even see and perceive my mother and a wife that I don't have yet, which I very much look forward to have. Hopefully soon. But the question here is, the conditions of a mother when she's carrying a child have a direct impact on the child.
Yes, of course.
So if my mother went through an enormous amount of anxiety and stress, why should I carry those samskaras when I am just a new blossom and I can come to world with all the love and give? Why should I carry her footprint?
Because you have to come through her only to pick up the samskara, let us say. Like you work in a coal mine, you come out black. No? I can walk through the land of the white people without becoming white. But I carry some samskaras with me, which I pick up from the white people. Their materialism, their lack of true love, their animalistic instincts, their lack of compassion, their utter selfishness, individually, nationally, racially. We suffer. Therefore, in the old days, the sages didn't venture out anywhere. People came to their ashrams. Of course, there was no travel possibility. They walked. Or if they were in this part of the world, they went by camel or donkey. But they did not go out. Things had to come to them. It was not exactly to escape samskaras, but to limit the samskara to those who came to you. See the difference?
To be honest with you, I'm missing it.
You are missing me there because suppose in my kitchen,
Yes.
the lady is frying something.
Correct.
We have the smoke and the fragrance or lack of it, and you turn on your exhaust. This is clean. But suppose like a few years back it happened, there were forest fires in Indonesia, and I had to cancel my visit to Singapore and Indonesia because of my lung problem. That's a bigger calamity than something in your house. Follow. So when I travel abroad, I pick up on a national level, global level. Imagine running a vacuum over this carpet or a cosmic vacuum cleaner over the whole of Europe.
Can I tell you that yesterday during satsang I was struggling with you, and very much because you brought up this word vacuum cleaner, I think it's my duty to reflect on it, because lately I've come to realize that, as you said, you absorb everything at a different level and at a national level and all of that. So either as a naive, new abhyasi as I am, I felt that maybe I shouldn't pass my grossness and my samskara to you. So yesterday,
You have no choice.
but yesterday I was struggling with you during the satsang, and it was such a strange feeling in which I was feeling bad of giving it to you because I felt maybe I should be considerate and deal with it myself. And I was,
because you cannot, you have to do it.
I know I'm not saying I'm at that stage, but I'm telling you what was that
It's a good feeling.
it was a very interesting
It's nice that you feel that way. Because one positive benefit it could have is to make you conscious of the need not to become or acquire more grossness.
Well, absolutely.
That is the benefit. Like when children, they see their mother suffering and decide not to make her suffer. The man who smokes stops smoking. The man who is ill-treating his wife starts ill-treating his wife. Mother becomes happier. Like that. If our concern can make us modify our life so that it doesn't affect him, it's a very great achievement.
And I struggled in the beginning when I joined Sahaj Marg, because very much I felt, as I still feel it in my heart, and it's not something that you have contradicted neither in your books nor in your statements, but I very much felt that God is God, and I still feel God is God. And I ask and I pray to God for kind of guidance for myself, for my family, and strangely enough, when I say strangely, because in this context, for some, they may say you're a fool for even thinking about this, but I even pray to God for a long life and a happy life and blissful life for you. So beginning when I joined Sahaj Marg, and I felt that people treat you as God, I was really struggling. And I was really being pulled in different directions.
No, let me ask you one question.
But if I may finish.
Yes.
And then I came to realize, through reading from Babaji and from yourself, that as a matter of fact, if I got it wrong, and I've come to build a great deal of respect for that. But in a little short while of a year and a few months, I think I've left the base camp. I haven't reached the peak at all. But obviously, having even left the base camp and expanding my lungs, I'm absorbing, I'm learning, yet at the same time, I have a load of things that I have inherited from my past life, perhaps, which I would like to get over, for which I need your guidance, but for which I ask for His ultimate blessing, power, not to deviate from what you say.
Yes, that is a good prayer. We all need it.
What do you wanted to ask me, sir?
No. What is God?
Very good question. I think if I...
No, I will give you the answer.
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking for my answer.
Suppose you say, he is a good person.
Yes.
Society does not object. It is not inimical to your own feelings of godhood or religion or whatever. But what is it you see in him as a good person? You see goodness.
Quality.
So when you say he is God, you see qualities in him which you attribute to the divine. So nobody looks on you as God. They look upon you as if you are. You know, it starts with mathematics. Let x be the answer. 9 plus x is equal to 11. X is equal to 11 minus 9 equals to. So, what is God? We elevate from the lowest to the highest. And in our part of the country, the Vedic philosophy says, everything is God. You cannot have, even badness without God, cruelty without God. And in the Hindu religion, they had a very, very beautiful way of overcoming this problem. They created 3 units: the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. It's one function, But for their mental peace, psychological satisfaction, they said, I worship only the creator. Yeah, but this guy is equally there. They are part of 3, one of 3, or 3 in 1. Like in the Mahabharata it says, Krishna tells him, brothers, you are 5 bodies with 1 soul. So, goodness, badness, as Shakespeare said, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Thinking makes it so. Asparagus is wonderful for the Germans. Spargel. My wife used to laugh at me when we were sometimes eating outside, and I liked asparagus and some wrapped up. She said, this is a winter vegetable. We have it every day, finance sort of thing. And you are paying 18 marks for it. And at home you get for 2 marks a whole basket and you never eat. I had this argument to them many times. I said, this is not that. What is the difference? He used to ask. So these differences, we create, thinking this is wonderful. This restaurant is the best in Germany. And the chef here is cordon bleu. And he gets much more money than we who spend money there. These blighters who cook for the airline, they are the cuisine, Most airlines advertise the wonderful food you get in first class. That chef probably earns more than our Sanjay Maharish and some others. And yet when it comes to you to eat, and they put the appearance, a chip of asparagus, delicately fried in pure butter, garnished with salt. Wow.
And they give it a nice name also.
So when we don't think, we are always happy.
To stop this brain chatter, Chariji,
No,
practicing,
we
but
meditate.
we're exposed to it.
No, but now we meditate, and each one of us becomes like a radar, which receives and gives out information without itself being involved.
I understand. What I'm trying to say is that the smoke of the kitchen that you were referring to, I find that in this short time when you practice, you become more sensitive to grossness.
Yes.
And you
become more sensitive.
Absolutely.
Not to grossness, to everything.
To everything.
Yes.
I had stomach of watching movies from Hollywood that were fighting and this and that. These days I cannot stand.
Yes, but I are that stage. Now I can watch anything. And before I go to bed, it is not that I don't know what I saw. So my people tell me, you've already seen this movie 3 times. I'm not joking. Ask
Yes.
No, but today it took you only 30 seconds to remember the Sunburn book name. For some of us, it takes, I don't know, a day till the afternoon. So
Yes, because it is because I don't have memory where you have it.
Mine is up here. And
Yeah,
yours
mine is
here.
not here, mine is here,
That I know.
which is infinite.
I
And
know.
for this reference, like Google, I put sun. I'm not joking, I'm serious. Marcel Proust wrote a book. That famous book. It's a silly book, really. I was reading in the Time magazine on the flight about 7 famous books which nobody read completely.
Always one of them.
But Marcel Proust is one of them. And all about the Madeleine cake. The man is walking around the pavement and he smells it and it reminds him of some past, of a girl he loved, or a cake which his mother made, or something which he ate in Germany thinking it was Madeleine and it made him sing. We all associate memories with specific events. And if there is no event to attach to that, there is no memory. There can be no memory without we having been induced into storage by events.
But let me ask you this.
No, this is unquestioned.
But let me ask you this.
Yes.
I heard Buddha, I don't know, I heard. And I think I heard it from Salman, yes, I'm not sure. So
I know you are coming to what I am going to say next.
then
What I am going to say next is for people like saints who have had very limited experience of the world, they have access to all the memory of the universe from the beginning till the end, which has not yet come. I have once had a big argument with them 25 years back. I said, if I can remember the past, why cannot remember the future? It sounds ridiculous.
No, not at all. From a conceptual point of view, I think there is no reason that you cannot
Yes.
remember the future. But what I was saying is Buddha, apparently, when he sat for too long and fasting, he goes into some sort of stage of unconsciousness. The moment that they take him and food and water, I don't know the story, the smell of the woman who was giving him water in that village reminds him of his first love. So my point is, how can, for somebody like Buddha's status, my ethics and importance,
He remembered his first love.
why he would remember?
Why not? Because this particular thing evokes this. Why if I type Q, should the letter Q appear on the paper? It's a problem.
I agree, but you're saying you don't remember things, right?
No, I don't remember because it is not here. It's here. But when the appropriate circumstances come to me,